From Steinbrenner Field in Tampa, Florida to PNC Field in Music, it's another season of AAA baseball here for the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Railriders and another exclusive sports presentation from Newswatch 16 Sports. Fans are getting ready to pack in the stadium here all season long to take a new look at the Yankees team here in Scranton. It's Meet the Railriders next on Newswatch 16.
The following is a live local sports presentation of WNEP. Get a first look at this year's Scranton Wilkes-Barre Railriders. What's ahead for the upcoming season and what's new for fans at the ballpark. It's time to meet the Railriders.
Hello everyone and welcome to Meet the Railriders, the 2025 edition Scranton Wilkes-Barre team, the AAA team of the New York Yankees. I am Sports Director Steve Lloyd. Joining us here in a few minutes will be Courtney Harrison and Hernandez, and we are so happy to have back Shelley Duncan, now in his third season here as the manager of the Railriders. Last year it was welcome back. Welcome back for a third season. I think between year one and year two, and talking to us last year, you said how much you learned. How much more have you grown as a person and as a manager to eclipse maybe more than 89 wins? That's what you were able to accomplish last season, Shelley.
We had a really good year last year. You know, it's funny, I've said this before, every single year you have a different team, a different set of guys, a different dynamic in that clubhouse. You're faced with different challenges over the course of a year, and every single one of those, you learn from those experiences. And I'm not going to face the same challenges this year or have the same team, but I'm going to use those experiences to set me up for better decisions this year. And this group of guys that we have breaking camp, I'm really excited to watch. It's a great group of personalities. They've already developed a good chemistry, and it's a bunch of good ball players. And it's another year I'm excited for.
Shelley, how happy are you as a manager to see a guy like Jason Dominguez make the big league club? Ben Rice is going to catch DH, and then you have Will Warren, who threw a lot of innings. He's going to be probably in the fourth starting spot for New York. Guys like that you were able to spend time around, and now they're up in the big leagues.
Man, you also have J.C. Escara, who is going to be the backup catcher to mix into that. You have Carlos Narvaez over with the Red Sox. There's a bunch of Brandon Lockridge broke with the Padres. There's a bunch of guys that were with us last year that are going to start the season in the big leagues, and every single one of those guys I can't be happier for. And we had 3 coaches on our staff last year that are also spending their first year in the big leagues. Graham Johnson's bullpen coach of the Blue Jays, Jose Javier, first base coach with the Cubs. And you got Trevor Amico, who's assistant hitting coach of the Twins. And I never thought in a million years I'd be so happy to have those guys be big league coaches, and it's a great feeling for not just for them but for every one of the players and everybody. It's exciting.
Last year you had speed at the top of the lineup. Caleb Durbin got hurt a little bit. Brandon Lockridge until he got traded. Who are some of the guys you're going to have at the top of the lineup this season? Obviously Friday night starting down at Lehigh Valley.
You know that over the course of the year the roster changes all the time, and it's funny. There's still 2 days left before opening day. It could possibly change, but right now the way I look at it, Everson Pereira is one of these guys that I want to have at the top of the lineup, and I'm not thinking so much load it at the top with speed is, maybe make it as scary as possible for the opposing pitcher in the first inning. So, I'm thinking Everson Pereira. I got Vivas up there. He had a great year. We got TJ Rumfield to be up at the top of the order. We have a guy, Munguia, that is an extremely exciting hitter. I want to try to find a way to get him up there, but there's a lot of people on this roster that I could put up there, but the one thing I want to do is I kind of just want to put some thump up there to begin with and see how that goes. But you never know how things roll over the course of the year.
You're obviously going to let your pitching coach handle the staff, but when you have a guy like Edgar Barclay come back, what does it mean to have him in the rotation?
Barclay's going to be in the bullpen this year, which is
interesting.
It's going to be a change. He's going to give us an ability to eat up some innings in the bullpen, high pitch count. It's going to give him a chance to develop in another way. Maybe the path to him in the big leagues isn't so much as a starter as a guy that's a multi-inning reliever that can throw 2-3 times over the course of the week. And this could be a benefit. He's a guy that can get lefties out and righties out, that we can throw at any spot in the order. I'm excited to see this for him. We got Brandon Liebrandt as our opening day starter. He's an experienced veteran pitcher. He's crafty. He knows what to do with the ball. Sean Boyle's back. He was with us 2 years ago. He's going to be really exciting to watch. Alan Winans is in our rotation. Eric Leal's in our rotation. Zach Messenger, he's going to be the first year in AAA. He spent a year in AA last year. He's a kid I'm really excited to see. So our starting rotation is exciting. We got a mix of ground ball pitchers and four-seam swing and miss fly ball guys, and one lefty. We got some lefties in the bullpen. We got a good mix right now. It's going to be a lot of fun. They're giving me a lot of weapons to play with on the pitching side.
Chili, you were able to break camp down in Tampa. You come up here, you get a little IO in today, some BP. Talk about the weather. I know it's supposed to be a little warmer down in Lehigh Valley on Saturday. People are calling for 80 degrees. So a little cold now, but it's going to warm up.
I was really happy to get these guys out there in the cold. It's always it's shock. It's a big shock for these guys to go from Florida weather to all of a sudden come out here and play in the cold. And I think it's going to be a little better that we got to get out there with those snow flurries and freezing temperatures, and then having it warm up for this weekend. It's going to be nice for these guys. But I do know that following week in Syracuse, it's going to be back to being cold again.
What's it like to be around the fans and have them come out and support the team tonight?
I tell you what, when I drove up here last night, it felt like I didn't leave. This place is almost like a second home. The fans out here are absolutely outstanding. The people in the city are absolutely outstanding, and it feels real nice to be back.
How many wins you projecting this year? Can we get
100.
More than 89? So 11 more than last year.
I'm always shooting for a good season.
Yeah.
And you never know. I'm shooting for 100. That'd be a lot of fun, but you never know. You just got to focus on day one, go one game at a time, and whatever happens, happens. The season's a roller coaster, and you can't get too high, too low. And we got Lehigh this weekend, 3 games, and then go from there.
All right, Shelly Duncan, member of the 2008 Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankees Governor Cup champions. He had the game-winning catch along that first base line against Durham way back then, and obviously he's starting his 3rd season now as the manager of the Railriders. Shelly, good luck this season. Thank you for your time. When we come back, we'll hear from the hitting coach here for the Railriders, Mergenthaler. Courtney Harrison will have interviews with him and more next on Meet the Railriders. Please stay with us.
I'm here joined by our new hitting coach for the Railriders, Mike Mergenthaler. Mike, welcome to Scranton. I know it's only been a few short hours, I suppose. What's it been like so far to see the field you're going to be at this season?
Yeah, it's good to be here. I mean, first thing is cold, and maybe it's just getting used to spring training, little adjustment period, but the ballpark's phenomenal, and the clubhouse is amazing, so really excited.
Well, obviously you're new here. Let's talk a little bit about where you're from. Tell us where you went to college and how you've made your way into the majors.
Yeah, so went to college in Virginia, University of Richmond, and then spent a couple years playing with the Giants in the minor leagues. 8 years with Cleveland, Indians, and now Guardians, and this is my first year with New York.
And you did some coaching after you had those 3 years of play, making your way up through, I guess, what's it like going up through the whole system from A to AAA?
Yeah, it's different challenges, different players that you're trying to coach. I think at the lower levels, it's a lot of stuff, and as you go up, it's more fine-tuning, getting these guys ready for the majors.
We had some powerful bats here with the Railriders last year. I guess we've got a lot of heavy hitters. Like, what have you seen in some of these guys just so far through spring training?
Well, they're all working on things to put the final touches on being major leaguers. So there's a lot of individual things they're working on. but they're all great players. And like you said, they impact the ball, they slug, they hit the ball over the fence, and something that the Yankees do an amazing job of is controlling the strike zone. That's something this organization takes pride in, and from an outsider looking in the past 8 years, it's something that I noticed as well.
And I guess you're the one that's kind of controlling how these guys make their way through AAA and have that opportunity to play with the Yankees. I guess what is a good hitter in your opinion to get them from here to Yankee Stadium?
Well, it's all about their skill set too. You know, if you're a fast guy who doesn't hit the ball hard, you probably don't want to be hitting a ton of fly balls. So it is specific to your skill set, but I think, you know, everyone can control the strike zone, swing at strikes, hit those balls hard. And if you're someone who hits the ball hard, it's better when it's in the air than on the ground. So, you know, everyone's a little different, but in general, you want to hit strikes hard.
I guess are there players that you're looking forward to most working with already this season?
Really, all of them. I think they all have really bright futures in the major leagues. You know, not everyone's a major leaguer, but they all have that capacity. So I think just trying to get the most out of every one of our hitters.
Shelly Duncan is obviously here returning for his third season. What has he shared with you about this team and this area that I guess that you're most excited to dive into?
Well, this area, I like playing golf, and he's told me there's a lot of nice golf courses, so that's one thing I'm looking forward to. And I think just being part of the Yankees. You know, I grew up around New York and going to Yankees games, so being a part of this franchise, which is obviously second to none, is a dream come true.
And it's probably one of those things, being a fan of the team when you were little to be here now. Is that a surreal moment for you?
Absolutely, and a lot of the greats come down to Tampa, and they're involved in spring training, so it's kind of a pinch myself moment seeing those guys that I grew up idolizing, for sure.
Is there one place, I know, do you watch The Office?
I do, yeah.
What is the one place that you want to go before things get crazy?
Oh, shoot. I don't know much about the city, and I don't think Dunder Mifflin was a real place, but I don't know. I have to think about that one.
Well, hopefully you get to check out some of those places. Thank you so much. Coming up after the break, we'll be back with more from Meet the Railriders.
And welcome back to Meet the Railriders. We're joined now by first baseman TJ Rumfield. He had 123 hits last season here in Scranton and 114 games. And welcome back to AAA once again. Boy, what an outpouring of support. This has to put a smile on your face.
Yeah, for sure, to have all the fans come out and show their support. And it's nice for the team morale and just getting ready for the season.
How was spring training, and who were some of the guys you got to kind of spend time around up in big league camp? Did you get a chance to spend some time around Ben Rice and Dominguez and some of those guys?
Yeah, for sure, spending time around all those guys and, you know, just watching them and their routines and how they go about their business. You know, everybody's a professional and go about their business the right way, which, you know, you can only sit there and watch, which is great for a young guy like me.
Tweaking your swing, are there a few things you're kind of working on to get better at going into this year?
I'm not sure. It's kind of just like a feeling out process, you know, how the season goes. But obviously just trying to come in and, you know, do whatever you can to help the team win.
Talk about Shelly as a manager, third season. It's kind of nice to have him back. Talk about the vibe between, you know, you and him and how that works, that relationship.
Yeah, Shelly's he's a great coach. He does everything that you want to do as a manager. You know, really can process the game and does what you know, a big league manager would do. And you know, we just try to just follow his lead, and he puts us in a great mood to go out there and compete.
TJ, obviously the life of a baseball player, you're kind of living out of your suitcase. You guys are on the road, and you won't return home here until the 8th, but you were able to get a practice in and go down to Lehigh Valley. You played kind of down there. How is that park a little bit different navigating down there compared to playing here?
Yeah, it's good because it's not that far away, so it's a nice short trip, short bus ride, and then, you know, the atmosphere there is great, the fans are great, and I think it's going to be a good opening day.
Who are a couple players that kind of stuck out during spring training or kind of do some damage here that the fans are going to be able to see?
I mean, all the guys that we have here are ready to do the damage. All the guys put the work in, and I think we're ready to showcase that. So there's not one particular player. I think everybody should just be excited to watch the collective whole as a team.
All right, Railriders first baseman TJ Rumfield. He will be the starter on Friday down at Lehigh Valley when the Railriders kick off their season. When we come back, we'll hear from the Railriders pitching coach and more next on Meet the Railriders.
Thank you for joining us here on WNEP2 and WNEP Plus as we meet the Railriders. A lot of new faces to the field staff this season, but we're familiar face returning to his second season here in Music, but a new position. Pitching coach Gerardo Casadiego joining us now. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today, Coach.
Thank you very much for having me.
Of course, but like I mentioned, a lot of new faces around here and the new field staff. Just how has it been this early part of the spring, getting to know the new guys coming in and some of the new players that you've had interactions with as well?
Well, it has been nice. All the guys are coming in. All the new faces that we have are very exciting guys to work with. So I'm very excited about this year.
Yeah, definitely. And so we'll talk a little bit about baseball. Some of the pitchers that you've been around, you know, over your career. The Yankees are kind of an organization known for taking some young, under the radar arms and making them household names. You've been a part of that. You've been in levels at AA. You spent your time in Single A, and now you're here in AAA. You think of some guys like, you know, Luis Hill, who AL Rookie Pitcher of the Year last season. Think of guys like Will Warren, maybe looking to get their opportunities this season. Anyone that you've been through, you know, worked with throughout the years and their development that's kind of sticked out to you, had a lasting impact on you?
Yeah, of course. This is my year 14 in the organization. I've been a lot of guys been throughout my coaching. So yeah, like you say, Luis Hill is one of them. Will Warren is going to take a shot this year.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for those guys. But now we're looking for the new Luis Hill.
Right.
We're looking for the new Will Warren. They can go there and help the team in the big leagues. And I'm very excited about the guys that we have this year.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm just curious of what you think of pitching these days. I feel like the game is so different than I'm sure when you started 14 years ago. You think about guys like Paul Skeens over in Pittsburgh, just throwing 100 miles per hour fastballs past every hitter. What's the difference between, you think, pitching and throwing? What are some of your philosophies that you're trying to teach the young guys?
Well, I mean, both hands goes together. I mean, now in this game, you got a lot of guys that throwing harder. We don't see that many guys throwing harder back when I play or 14 years ago when I started coaching. But now, be able for these guys to put both together, have staff, pitching ability, like you say, I think both goes hand to hand. But the bigger stand for me as a coach, and one of my philosophies and one of the things that I try to teach to these guys, have the ability to go up there and pitch and think right before you throw a ball. Make sure you selecting pitches well. Make sure you move the ball around the zone. Pitch in, pitch up, pitch down, both sides of the play. I think that is the art of pitching.
And I know you spent some time coaching in the Venezuelan Baseball League as well, and I'm sure getting that international experience, expanding your knowledge of the game, just how has seeing baseball in a different place help you coming back here as well? Yeah,
it's a little bit different in volleyball. The season over there is a little bit shorter, so you basically have to win every day to clinch the playoff. I think it's a little bit more like a big league type league, no level-wise, but the urgency of winning every single day is a good experience for me to have when I go there and experience internationally.
Yeah, definitely. And as we get ready for the season opener, you know, this Friday, I'm sure this kind of time of the year is a little bit difficult with the Yankees roster not being decided yet, not sure who's going to be here, who's not, but what are some of those challenges, I guess, as you prepare for this week, as you have a game on Friday?
Well, we're ready. Yeah. We got most of the guys here. I think the last guy that got sent down was Jerry De Los Santos. He's going to be here with us tomorrow. But we're ready. We got the rotation set up, and most of the relievers are already here.
And just how excited are you to get out there on Friday as we head to Lehigh Valley for your first game with the Iron Pigs?
Yeah, I'm very excited. It's going to be a great challenge for me. This is my first year as a head pitching coach. I'm very excited about it. I think we got a great team. Coaching staff is great. So I'm looking for have a great season this year.
Definitely, and settling into the new role for you, I'm sure it has been going well as well.
Yeah, really well. I'm very excited. Like I
you've
said,
done it before.
It's a challenge for me. First time as a head pitching coach in AAA. I got 13 years experience, so I'll be very excited about this year. Be a head pitching coach at this level.
Well, we're super excited to get the Railrider season started. Everyone's super excited to get out here. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. Again, pitching coach Gerardo Casa-Diego. And up next, after the break, Steve Lloyd will join us with more of the Railriders.
All right, Eve, thanks. It's great to hear from the pitching coach, and joining us now is one of their pitchers, Sean Boyle, right-handed pitcher. He's going to start Saturday Game 2 down in Lehigh Valley. You got to be super excited about that. You guys were able to get out a little bit. You said did a little long toss, haven't really gotten to the pen, but you got to be excited to get that start on Saturday and get things rolling.
Absolutely, yeah. It was a little fun playing in the snow this afternoon, so hopefully we'll have to do that on Saturday, but whatever it takes, I guess.
Talk about your spring down in Tampa and how exciting of a time was that for you?
I mean, it was amazing. First off, being healthy, and then second off, being in a big league environment, and to experience that and have a smidgen of success is like, yeah, can't ask for any more.
Sean, you came out of Dallas Baptist, career minor league record of 30-13. You spent some time in the New York Penn League, also spent some time in the Eastern League. So you're kind of familiar with pitching here in the North, and it's going to be warm on Saturday, but weather probably really isn't a factor for you up here in North.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to totally disregard it. I mean, it could be tough, but nothing I haven't had to deal with in the past. Yeah, that's where I kind of I'm proud of my Northeast roots. Okay, I can kind of handle it. Whatever gets thrown at me, we'll be out there.
What does it mean to be a pitcher in the Yankees system and kind of know you're a phone call away?
I couldn't ask for anything more. I mean, you said it right there. You're a phone call away. You're so close to reaching something that you worked for your entire life. All the sacrifice that leads up to that kind of moment. And you're just waiting for it to happen, but you still have to be where your feet are and just keep plugging away, because if you look too far out on that horizon, it could pass you up. So.
Yeah, obviously with Cole going down, Heels out, you got Fried, you got Rodon, Stroman, you have Will Warren, who was here last year, and then you have Carrasco. So obviously Brian Cashman, the GM, might want to find one of you guys and give you a call and throw in the big leagues. What would that mean to you?
I mean, that would be like the icing on the top, as far as what I just said, the sacrifice that you go through to get to this point, and then you get the opportunity to, finally climb the mountain. That means the world. It absolutely sucks, to see guys go down, and I'm coming back from injury myself, so even before that perspective, it sucked. And now that I know what those guys are going through, it's oh damn, it really sinks in. But baseball, the games keep going, so they'll be back, they'll be healthy, and you just got to kind of, again, be where your feet are and be ready for that opportunity.
Last question for you:
Yeah.
What pitch have you worked on down in spring that you've gotten better at?
I'm gonna throw it to two of them: my sinker and my slider. I mean, just being able to move the sinker around to both sides of the plate is a game changer. I'm a guy. I'm not gonna blow you away. I got to pitch. So having the ability to go to both sides of the plate, it's going to be something I need to do. And then, slider's kind of my calling card. It's my go-to, and just making sure that one's ready, feel comfortable with it. That's something I got to check off before I get in the game.
Sean, welcome back. Good luck on
Steve.
Saturday.
Thank you.
Sean Boyle. Let's throw it over to Courtney Harrison with another pitcher. Courtney.
Hi, thanks, Steve. Yep, we're here with left-handed pitcher Brandon Liebrandt. Welcome to Scranton. This is your first time here with the Railriders. I guess tell me a little bit about where you got your start and how you've wound up here in Scranton.
It's been a little bit to get to Scranton. I drafted by the Phillies in 2014. I want to say I pitched here some in 2017, so I'm pretty familiar with kind of the setup. Came back last year was when I was with Louisville. Familiar surroundings, good to be back. Always like pitching here for whatever reason, whether it be the park or whatnot, but yeah, it's been a good time.
and now to get to here, you spent a little bit of time out in Williamsport with the Crosscutters way back in the day. I guess, how was that for you?
It was great. You grow up, like, I never really played Little League baseball, but you always kind of see it on ESPN and to kind of see what it's all about, and to be able to go to the stadium and kind of see the setup. You see like why it's so big and why it's so successful.
You did spend some time in the majors. What do you hope to bring to the Yankees organization?
I just hope to be the best version of myself. I feel like if I can pitch to the best of my ability, then I can help the Yankees, help their team in whatever facet they may need. Baseball has a lot of innings that need to be pitched, and pitchers cannot pitch every day. So wherever they need me, just hope to fill on in.
Now, the season for the Railriders does start later this week, but you're going to be the opening day starting pitcher here against Rochester on April 8th. I guess tell me, what are your thoughts about being here for the first game of the season at PNC Field?
It's great. Opening day is always special. The fans, they sense the energy. They're happy baseball is back, happy that spring's here. I'm looking forward to it.
We've got a lot of veteran experience here, you being one of them. How do you think this will help benefit not only yourself, but the team being here at AAA?
Baseball is one of those games that's it's kind of a tight-knit community. I've learned over the years through veteran guys, and now that I'm one of those guys now, I try to help guys here and there wherever it may seem fit. You never want to try to push too much or whatnot, but kind of fill in those gaps. The beauty of baseball is you learn something new every day, and no matter who you talk to, and I just kind of want to bring that knowledge when I can.
New to the area here, I guess, what are some of the things you're looking to maybe hope to get around to doing and checking out all that Northeastern PA has to offer? I
hear there's a lot of good golf, so looking forward to that.
I think Shelly must be talking a lot about golf. That's what Mike Mercantile just said. Same thing.
Yeah, that. I heard I can't ski, but Montage Mountain, just kind of seeing what that's about. But yeah, kind of just experiencing what it all has to offer.
Well, welcome, and we'll hope to see more from you later this season.
Awesome, thank you so much.
We'll be right back with more Meet the Railriders in a little bit. Welcome back to Meet the Railriders. We're here joined with Gil Velasquez.
Do you need a drink?
Our
Water?
new
chocolate chip.
one of our new coaches here. Welcome back.
I'll try to eat
Very much.
You're not unfamiliar to this team in this area. I guess 2013 was the last time you were here playing?
That's correct. That was the first year, I believe, Scranton became the Railriders. Where'd they go? They went from Red Barons to Railriders.
They'll call for you. You just walk in and sit down and sometimes I have coffee.
To be back here, kind of helping out one of, I guess, not your former teammates, but a former teammate here at the Railriders.
Yeah, I know Shelly for the longest, and played against him quite a bit of years. We worked together with another organization. I'm just happy to be here. Yankees organization has been great, and can't say any more than nothing but good things about them. So, excited.
I know it was a very short stint here, but do you have any really great memories about being here that first year? I feel like there was a lot of anticipation, a lot of excitement with that whole changeover.
Yeah, there was. I believe the manager was Miley.
Mm-hmm.
We had a pretty good team. I think we got off to a good slow start. But AAA baseball is AAA baseball. There's all these moves. So I was here for a short stint, just for a month, and got let go and ended up with another team. So, but it was a good month. Had some good times with the guys there.
I guess you played for some really great managers, Terry Francona, Mike Scioscia. They all had fantastic careers. You also had a great career. How do you switch gears and kind of take a step back and focus on one thing with this team?
I've been in baseball since I was 18 years old professionally, so you play going from a player to a coach. It's a change. It's there's some changes, but baseball's baseball. When you have passion for it, and this is what I've done since I was little. So I'm just fortunate, very lucky to be here. So happy to be here.
And We're also here with Everson Pereira.
Hello.
Welcome back to the Railriders. This
Thank
is
you.
your third season here in the area.
Yeah.
I guess what are you most looking forward to being back at this place that you know pretty well?
¿Qué es lo que tienes 3 años aquí? ¿Qué es lo que más estás más desesperado de que empiece las cosas? ¿Qué es lo que estás contento de aquí? De estar aquí?
I love the fans. I love the fans. I think that's the most enjoying this area.
And you did pretty well in front of the fans last year. 10 home runs, 27 RBIs. What has upped your game this season?
Same. I just try to help my team and do my best.
What's it like to be able to play with coaches and players that you've had experience? You kind of already know each other a little bit. You kind of get that part out of the way.
Les puedo decir que me siento bien, obviamente, estar rodeado de grandes personas, siento que me impulsan a mejorar también.
Says he feels great, being surrounded by great people, great baseball people, makes him feel good about it. So he's excited to be here.
Who knows how long you'll be down here with the Railriders. You had a great spring training, 2 home runs in spring training, and you're on the 40-man, so there's any time you can be called up. How do you focus your performance to be that person that they want to call up?
I just try to do my best every day and be ready for when the call is coming.
All right. Well, good luck this season. Thank you guys very much. And we'll be back with more Meet the Railriders when this continues.
And welcome back to Meet the Railriders. Left-handed pitcher Edgar Barclay. He was a starter last year, went 143 innings, 118 strikeouts, and as Shelly Duncan said at the beginning of the show, you are now in the bullpen.
That's right. We're in the bullpen this year.
That's a little bit different. How did you accept that news, and when did they tell you you're going to come out of the pen?
They told me in spring training I would be coming out of the bullpen this year. It's just different. I've come out of the bullpen before in AA, kind of throughout my career, so it's fine. It's just a little tweaks, in preparation, but other than that, it's still going out there and getting outs.
Yeah, Edgar, how was your preps a little bit different, knowing that you're not going to pitch every game, but you're pretty much going to be relied upon most of the nights?
The big difference between starting and relieving is when you start, you prepare every day of the week, prepares you for your start day. And when you're relieving, every night you're hot. So you have to find those ways to stay up and keep your arm healthy and ready to basically answer the call in the bullpen.
You guys had a great staff last year. How much do you like this staff this season?
We do. A lot of new guys in the staff this year, but they're all good guys, and I see no reason why we're not going to be successful this year.
PNC Field, describe it to a pitcher. Is it a pitcher-friendly ballpark, or would you say the hitters kind of have the advantage?
I think PNC's it's a friendly park, except when the wind's blowing out, with any other field. But I like it. We got a deep center field, and we're kind of in the what do you call this? A little bowl.
Montage Mountain.
Yes. Mountain. Yeah, we're in the bowl.
On the hill.
We're on the hill, but we're kind of in the bowl, so we block most of the wind. Yeah. So I like pitching at PNC. Yeah.
One step from the Yankees, what does it mean to be in this organization and hopefully getting that call?
It's an honor, and especially to be, break camp with AAA. It's an honor. That only a few guys get to do it, and you're one step away from helping the team, and ultimately that's what we're here for, right? It's to help the big league team and hopefully be the next guy up.
Edgar, thanks for your time. Stay healthy this season, and go out there and get a Governor's Cup title for Scranton Wilkes-Barre.
All right, thank you.
Good to talk to you again.
Thank you.
All right, let's send it over to Eve.
Thank you, Steve. And join us now, another pitcher, right-handed pitcher, Jeff Hartlieb. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Absolutely.
You were with the Colorado Rockies organization last season. Just what are your first impressions of the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton area?
So I've played here a few times in the past,
Yeah.
and we stayed downtown in the past, so it's cool. It's an old school town, and I watched The Office growing up, so it was cool to come here and everything. But my family and I just got in today, and so we moved into our house, and yeah, we like it so far.
You like it so far? Yeah, definitely. The Office is everyone always talks about
For
when
sure.
you think of Scranton.
For sure.
That's funny. Just wanted to talk to you a little bit now about your story. I thought you have a really interesting perspective. Your 10th year now in the minor leagues, just working your way up through the system.
Yeah.
In college, you actually came back to the game from quitting in high school.
Yep.
What do you think has some of those things that you've learned, some of the struggles that you've overcome to get, here back to where you are now?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is probably belief in yourself, and like having an idea of what you want to do. This is my 6th team I played for, so I mean, everyone's got an idea of what they want you to do. The one thing I will say is the Yankees, I think, have a pretty solid idea of what they want, and they're good at it. So I'm excited to do what they've been telling me will work and see what happens.
And just playing for a storied organization like the New York Yankees, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, when I signed, I mean, it was kind of like, it's different than the last few times I signed with, the history here is crazy. Everybody knows it. It's very cool to be a part of and, hopefully contribute to it at some point up top.
Yeah, for sure. First game of the season this Friday. We're starting to get into it now. Just what has this week been like? Preparation, guys coming in. Like you said, you're finally here today. So just what has everything been like so far?
Yeah, I mean, I was in Miami yesterday.
Yeah.
We were playing. So it's been a whirlwind of a week. It always is to start the season. The biggest thing is getting my family in and getting them comfortable, and then we're going to hit the road immediately again. So packing everybody up. But yeah, it's just, it's like you said, I've been doing it for a while now. You get used to it. It used to be a lot and still is at times, but now it's just kind of really focusing on, it's still baseball. It's just baseball. It's just the start of the year is exciting and fun, and being appreciative of the fact that you still get to wear a jersey. It's cool. Working
at this every day for 10 years, still here. I mean, what keeps you coming back every single day?
Playing in the big leagues. I mean, it's one of the coolest things you can do. It's something to dream about as a kid. And, if you have the perspective of, there's kids out there who would love to be in your shoes. There's adults out there who would love to be in your shoes. There's people here today who would love to be doing what I'm doing. So keep that in your mind and appreciate what you get to do and work hard at it.
Yes, for sure. Someone to look out for. Jeff Hartley, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Absolutely. And we'll be right back with more Meet the Railriders. Welcome back to Meet the Railriders here on WNEP Plus and WNEP2. I'm joined by catcher Alex Jackson, leader for the Railriders this season. Welcome to PNC Field and welcome to the Railriders. You spent the last couple of seasons with the Durham Bulls. You came from down there. What's this weather been like for you?
Yeah, it was definitely different. I kind of got out of my car coming to the field today, and there was kind of slight flurries of snow, and then when we started practicing, it started coming down a lot. So it was cool to see the reactions of everyone, but it's fun. It's different. It's just something that you kind of add to the experiences of playing this game.
I guess talk about the whirlwind that it is from finding out which roster you're going to be on, getting here, getting kind of settled, and then you're going right on the road.
Yeah, you're always trying to figure out right plans and prepare for whichever kind of outcome happens. But it's you just learn how to adjust. And once you figure out where you're going, it's there's a lot of moving parts to make sure you're getting where you need to go. You got vehicles, family, you name it. So it's definitely tricky. But after doing this for a little bit, I've kind of learned the ins and outs of it.
What did you take away from spring training you want to work on here?
Just everything. You always want to get better in every aspect of the game, whether it's offense, defense, just seeing things a little bit better. So that's the biggest thing, just trying to work on all aspects of the game and get as good as you can be.
What are you most forward to looking to joining the Yankees organization this year?
You know what? Everyone's kind of asked me that question, and at the end of the day, the Yankees are the Yankees. Growing up as a kid, family, friends, everyone you play with, everyone knows the Yankees. And so to be able to put on the pinstripes and be a part of the Yankees organization, it holds a lot of weight, and it's definitely special.
Well, this is Meet the Railriders after all. So what's one fun fact that you can share with Railriders fans?
That's a tough one. I don't know. Maybe I enjoy playing golf a lot.
I think baseball and golf translate a lot.
It's probably not a shocker. A lot of guys tend to like to play golf, but I do enjoy playing golf. can't really think of anything else off the top of my head.
Well, I hope you get a chance to check out some of the golf courses in this area.
Yeah.
We're going to send it over to Eve with more of the pitching staff.
Thank you so much, Courtney. Joining me now, right-handed pitcher Eric Raiselman. Eric, you are probably the youngest person in this organization right now, definitely in the show. Just 23 years old. Took the minor leagues by storm last season. Worked all your way up to AA. Touched 3 different levels. But what does it mean to you to be starting the season here in AAA?
It's amazing. It's really, really cool to kind of see work pay off a little bit. But at the same time, it's day by day. I'm still on the same mound, throwing to the same, catchers, and for me, it's like nothing really changes. So the game plan for me doesn't change. Just happy to be here facing, this caliber of guy. It's fun. It's really, really fun.
Yeah, just as a kid from California, someone who went to LSU, what do you think is something that the people should know about you, about your story?
I think for me, it's always just been that I'm never complacent with where I am. For me, I'm always, my goals are really, really high. And so, 1 good outing, 2 good outings, for me, it's not enough. I expect the most out of myself. So every time I go out there, you're going to get my best. And if it's not one day, then it will be the next.
I'm sure you had like a whirlwind of a season last year, as I mentioned, going up 3 different levels. What was that like for you? Just the experience going in and out, different places, just learning new teams, every so often. Just how did you adjust to everything?
It was fun. I mean, honestly, it's like you meet so many different people and you get coaching from so many different people. It's like you learn one thing from someone, another from someone else, and not only coaches, I learned a lot from my teammates as well. Got to play with a lot of big leaguers last year in AA. We had a really, really stacked roster. So, I'm throwing before and after guys that, have a year, 2 years in the show. So it's really, really cool. We have a special organization, the best development, in my opinion, in the big leagues. So again, just lucky to be where I am and got to take it day by day.
Exactly. You mentioned you're lucky to be where you are, playing for the Yankees organization. I mean, you've been in it you've been drafted by the Yankees, but at this level too, just what has it mean to you just be playing for the Yankees organization?
It's the most storied organization, and not just in baseball, but some could say in sports, recognized throughout the world. You may go to other countries and you can see a lot of different hats. The only baseball, team baseball hat you're going to see in another country is going to be the Yankees hat. So it's extremely recognizable, and that's for a reason. We're the best at what we do, and the organization has a winning culture, and that's what they expect out of the players day in and day out. So
definitely
lucky to be here.
Of course. First game of the season this Friday at Lehigh Valley. A little rivalry action to get the season started. I don't know what the week looks like for you in terms of preparation, but what are some of the kind of things you like to do if you were taking the mound?
Sure. I mean, for me, it's similar, really regardless of where I play, but, just been working on certain things with certain pitches and trying to get kind of consistent to that game feel. Early on in the season, you're kind of figuring out what works, what doesn't work, what routine you want to have. So coming from spring training to the season itself, it's not a scripted. You don't know when you're pitching. You don't know what situation you're going to be put in. So you kind of got to be ready all 9 innings, and I think that's the biggest change. So for me, just getting my head ready to come into the game in the 4th, 5th, 9th, whatever it may call for, but being ready to take the field when my name's called.
Yeah, what are some of those pitches you like to throw out? At LSU, or fastball king, but you've developed some pitches to your arsenal over the last couple of years.
Absolutely. I think here, in the Yankees organization, development is key, and so learning my slider, learning my changeup, and being able to figure out when to throw it, how to use it against different guys, has been so fun, just from a development aspect. So really, really excited to, show those off-speed pitches again this year, and use them to get guys out. Behind in the count, up in the count, I feel comfortable throwing all 3 for strikes. So really whatever I'm able to do in different counts, I'll do anything. So definitely, still super confident with the fastball, but the slider and changeup have come a long way, and I'm excited to show that.
Yeah, who's been helping you, so far? You're talking about some of the guys, some of the pitching coaches that have helped you, develop.
Yeah, I mean, again, I was able to be in big league camp this year, so learning from all those guys, learning from Matt Blake and the big league staff was fantastic. I think it's a really cool experience, to be able to just go in there, see how the best do it. See Garrett Cole throws bullpens. You see Rodon and Weaver and Devin Williams and all those guys go about their work, and it really shows you what it takes to be at that level and be successful at that level. So I definitely think I'm very lucky to be able to come in from that and take all those things that I've learned and bring it into the season here. So again, I'm really excited.
Yes, for sure. Everyone excited to get it started. Eric Raiselman, everybody, look out for him coming up after the break. Courtney Harrison joining us with General Manager Katie Beekman. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Meet the Railriders. Joining me now is the general manager of the Railriders, Katie Beekman. Katie, welcome. This is your 6th season here with the Railriders. I guess, how have you seen this team grow over that time?
Courtney, thank you so much for having me. I've been with the team for 15 years, 6 years as GM. It's been a very exciting time. I've been here through, 3 ownership groups and multiple GMs and team presidents. We've had winning seasons and not so great seasons, but overall it's always an exciting time as we're going into opening day. It's like a holiday, and it's just like my favorite time of year is the spring and approaching the upcoming season.
I know, I think for some people, fans especially, it takes, baseball season is going to get here. You guys do a lot in the off season. I guess tell me about some of the things that have been going on behind the scenes here.
This has been one of the busiest off seasons that I can remember on record. It's funny because we did a huge renovation here at the ballpark, whether people watching at home know that or not. And it's funny, the contractors came in and the first thing the superintendent on the job said is, I didn't know people worked in baseball in the off season. And he's like, what are you doing here? I'm like, we work all year round. I wish I was on vacation in the winter. But as part of that, there was a $13 million renovation done to the ballpark this off season, all to meet PDL standards set forth by Major League Baseball. So most of those changes happened in kind of behind the scenes areas from fans, but they affect our players for their safety and for just the facilities that we provide here at the ballpark. So the home team has a brand new clubhouse that includes a new gym and a new kitchen area, a new batting tunnel. Everything is state of the art in the space. And then as part of that, we also renovated the visiting tunnels as well. We built a freestanding building with 2 new batting tunnels there, upgraded that side by adding a gym and some new umpire rooms. We dug out our entire infield, so fans may or may not notice, but there's new dirt on the field. It's not that exciting to me, but it's very exciting to the players. So there's like 4 inches of dirt was dug out and replaced and regraded and reset for this off season, so we're ready to go. We upgraded some of our drainage. Again, we had a lot of rain last year, so fingers crossed that this new drainage helps keep the water off of our right field corner this season. And one of the biggest projects that we undertook, besides the major renovation, is we put in new LED lights on the field. Twofold. One, to help with video and analytics for the Yankees. They look at every spin of every pitch that's thrown and the rotations of all of the bats and everything else as they're going. So it's very important that they have good sight lines into all of those things, but also that there's some fan-facing upgrades there where we can do light shows and some fun, colorful things. So we're really excited about that for this upcoming season.
Now the season officially kicks off here in a couple days, but the home opener April 8th here against Rochester. What are you most looking forward to this season?
Getting through construction and getting to opening day, honestly, it's been a very long, kind of tedious off season, so I'm excited. I'm excited for the fans to come back to the ballpark. I'm excited to, the grass to turn green and fans to be in the stands. We have some really fun promotions and different things this year, so we're doing, our fireworks shows and our normal theme nights and things. We're doing a drone show this year, which is new, so we're really excited about some new things we have upcoming for our fans and for our players this year with all the new amenities.
And we also have an open house on Sunday.
We do. So this upcoming Sunday, there'll be an open house at the ballpark from 12 to 3. Fans can come out. There'll be activities for kids and families upstairs in the club. There'll be a taste of the ballpark, so you can try some of the new food offerings here. The concourse, there's a scavenger hunt. You can play catch on the field, weather permitting. The clubhouse will be open for tours, so you can get a sneak peek of some of these new areas I talked about earlier. And our new batting tunnel on the visiting side will be open where you can come take a couple of swings on our Hit Tracks program.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much.
Looking
forward to it. We're going to toss it over to Steve with Adam Marco.
Thank you, Courtney and Katie. Joining us now, Director of Communications and Broadcaster of the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Railriders, Adam Marco. Adam, just want to say thanks for having Newswatch 16 here. I know it's nights like this that make your job so special.
First and foremost, Steve, thanks to you and Courtney and Eve and Dave and Bill and your entire crew for helping us put on this event. I've been here since 2018, the years that we've been able to do this together. It makes a little bit of a chaotic night fun. You're balancing season ticket holders, special guests along with your show, and seeing these players for the first time. Literally some of them walked into the clubhouse today, this afternoon, and just putting all the culmination of the off season together to make it to this event, it means the world to us as the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Railriders to have you as a part of this.
You obviously have so many duties in the off season as March rolls around and comes to an end, and the season's going to start. Things start ramping up, like the roster, which is kind of complete, but it's not. So how do you kind of deal with the Yankees and Shelley and putting the roster together?
You start really in January, and it's not just 28 players. It's not just the coaching staff. We had 74 players wear a Railriders uniform last year, so you can't just prepare for 26 or 28. You're preparing for 50 or 60 or 70. The Yankees will pick up players over the course of the season, trade deadline. They'll sign players. Shelley will mention it any number of times. The roster on day one is not the roster on day 3, let alone day 9 when we get back here. So it changes so dramatically. You try to learn what you can, and then you just have to learn on the fly as a new player is added, somebody goes up. When I see players come back, it's like, on one hand, I'm excited to see you. I know you. On the other hand, I know you want to be in New York. You want to be in the big leagues. So you balance that, and you enjoy watching them play while they wear that uniform.
Friday night, we kick things off on the road, Lehigh Valley, the Iron Pigs, AAA team, and the Phillies. Give us an early scouting report on how that series matches up.
We always, no matter what the roster is, no matter what the year is, that is an intense rivalry. The front office, we call it the Iron Rail Series. I don't know how much the players get into that. You don't want to lose to the Phillies, to the Red Sox, to the Mets. The big league rivalries, in a certain extent, come down to us. And I think we've seen that carry over. Even though it's AL, NL, we've seen a lot of intensity in the Lehigh Valley series, regardless of who's on the roster when. Somehow, the players don't know it, but somehow that carries over year after year. So it'll be intense. I'm excited to see what we bring to the table. I think they have a lot of familiar names. We're newer, so we're going to see some of the guys like Mick Abel that we've seen in years past, Alan Ronhell. We know them, and maybe that's to our advantage.
How much fun was it last year calling games where Caleb Durbin just kind of went off, whether it was with the bat, the glove, and obviously all those stolen bases? He was a special player and is really going to, I think, do well with the Brewers.
I hope so. Caleb was great. We had a little downturn in the season when he went down with that hand injury.
Yeah.
We were still one of the best teams in the International League, but when we lost him in late May, it took that spark out of the top of the order. So when we got him back, we were still great. We excelled once again. It'll be interesting to see, for me, who is this year's Caleb Durbin. You got to talk to TJ Rumfield. We've talked to Everson Pereira. They're back. Those are big names. They'll be at the top of that order. I saw Shelley writing a lineup down on the back of a napkin. That we're going to find that spark. A player we didn't talk to tonight, Ismael Munguia. I'm excited to see what he has to bring. Some familiar names like Andrew Velasquez, who was here a couple of years ago. Braden Shoemaker's a 40-man roster guy. You're going to see some talent. You're going to see some names.
Adam, as we wrap this up, we want to bring Courtney Harrison and Eve Hernandez in there. They've both done a fantastic job tonight. Another Meet the Railriders. The home opener is April 8th. Adam will be here all season long. And for you guys, it's been a great night. What's kind of been the most special night for you two?
It's nice to be able to chat with these guys, to kind of pick their brain, off camera, and that are really excited about what being here. Yeah. I think as a fan, what are some of the promos that you're really looking forward to most this year? Because I'm interested in some of them too.
We have 11 fireworks nights, including opening night, April 8th. You want to be here for amazing golf ball whacker night with an appearance by Christopher McDonald, who plays Shooter McGavin in both Happy Gilmore 1 and 2. He also has a bobblehead giveaway that night. 90s night is back on August 2nd. We've got a special guest appearance. I'm not telling you yet, but you're going to love it. It's going to take you, thank goodness it's Friday kind of feel. It's going to be a fun experience all season long. Complete promo schedule, always swbrailriders.com.
Any special thing for you tonight, getting to talk to, obviously, the pitching coach and some of the pitchers?
Yeah, well, you've done this before, Steve, but this was my first time here, so just getting into the environment, talk to some of the guys, kind of a looser aspect was a lot of fun, and then also getting me ready for, I'm going to be LA High Valley on Friday, so I'm super excited for that as well.
Yeah, getting to see the AAA Phillies and some of the AAA Yankee players. Obviously, a lot of talent on the field. The weather looks good. Saturday looks even better, Adam. It might have shorts on Saturday, 80 degrees.
Let's calm down. I have a space heater packed and short sleeves. I'm going to go both directions. Getting the games in March is enough.
Yes.
Whatever the weather is, we'll take it.
89 wins last year. Can we eclipse that?
Shelley said 100.
Yeah.
I'm not
Plus
kidding.
11.
Right. It was a couple off a franchise record. That seems lofty, but I'm ready for it. Let's go.
I think there was a lot of wanting that comeback feel after the way the season ended last year.
You talked about it's a new roster. There's new players. There's some familiar players. They're here to make it to the major leagues first and foremost. They want to be New York Yankees, but they don't want to lose when they're here either. And as I've learned 8 years into this with this team, when you work for the Yankees affiliate, when you're on the field, you have to be ready to go up tomorrow. So you want to be at the top of your game at any and every point in time, and that means, if you're in the lower levels, it's about development. It's still that here, but you don't want to go home at the end of the game with a loss. And I did an interview with Shelley after every victory last year. I'm looking forward to keeping that going this year.
Adam, thanks for your time. For all the staff behind the scenes at Newswatch 16, I'm Steve Lloyd, along with Eve Hernandez and Courtney Harrison. The 2025 Meet the Railriders has come to an end. Get out there, enjoy some baseball, come see the Railriders, buy your tickets, and AAA players here in Scranton Wilkes-Barre, they hope to get to the Bronx anytime soon. Make it a great night. Thanks for joining us. Have a good evening.